I am Jason Abraham, the Shadow Teacher 33, and one of the programs that separates us from our sovereign potential as human beings is the program of guilt. And guilt comes when we have a moral code, whether it be our own or one that has been placed upon us. Ideally, we would be learning what our own moral code is, what truly is the value of our heart. But whenever there is a misalignment with how we're showing up in the world and with that moral code that we carry, then the feeling of guilt shows up. And when we carry a feeling of guilt, then what's directly related to that is a feeling of unworthiness, a feeling that we are not worthy of living up to our potential. We are not worthy of living an abundant life. We are not worthy of living an expansive life. We are not worthy of sharing from our heart space because we feel this feeling of guilt. And I find the antidote to the feeling of guilt is being able to forgive. Being able to forgive ourselves when we are missing the mark, when we fall short of the man or woman who we intend to be. When we do something that's misaligned, being able to forgive ourselves and yet learn from whatever we did and just pick ourselves up and do better the next time, knowing that when we do something that is misaligned, it is not permanent. It's something that we can learn from. And allowing ourselves to feel the guilt, to feel that feeling when it arises, but let it go. Let it go so we are not identifying with that emotion. Find also being able to forgive other people, being able to forgive those who have wronged us and send them on their way. It does not necessarily mean let them into our heart space again, but being able to forgive others is antidote for our own sense of guilt. As when we harbor resentment for someone, then that keeps us in alignment with that lower vibration. And there's this subtle feeling of guilt in us when we harbor resentment for another. And again, I find the antidote is being able to forgive someone, being acknowledge that the situation or whatever the reason the resentment is held, but let go of it. I find also another antidote for guilt is as we embody the qualities of the person that we want to be, giving ourselves credit when we get it right, when we step into our power, we step into our frame, when we're able to learn from our mistakes and heal, and we acknowledge that, then that brings us into a state of congruence and coherence and diminishes that space where guilt can take shape in us. Guilt is one of the greatest energies of control. When we walk around with the load of guilt on our shoulders, then we are very easily manipulated. And below guilt on the Hawkins scale is the feeling of shame. They go hand in hand. But when we're able, once again, to learn how to heal any kind of lingering feelings of guilt, any kind of guilt that is always festering in us. If we can heal that, then that really opens up for miracles to happen to us and through us. So with that being said, I'm going to end this transmission. I hope this video was helpful for anyone who needed this message. Be well. I'll see you on the other side.